Reploids. Well, I guess we've got all of ours out of the way. We can quickly do our fan submissions that we chose. Does that sound good with everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I say we should just do all three of ours at once.
Sure.
Okay.
Since I have a feeling these are going to be shorter discussions, but this is Ramblin Reploids, so strap in.
Yeah, this is not concise Reploids.
Concise reference.
All right. Well, I'll go first. My first one is from Yeehaw Smarties. And it says, I think seeing Giga Missions designs would be cool. But those might be more like alternate costumes or something. I'm gonna lump that in with Mega Mission stuff too, like the X and Zero armors. Like, even if it wasn't just a character, like, a costume would be, great for me, because I love most of those designs.
That'd be neat. Like, what if there was like a costume for X where he gets like the Zero helmet and arm?
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be neat. That could just be like, a costume or something.
Yeah, why not?
That'd be cool. I could see that. Yeah, it doesn't need to have like a whole ability reform,
Mm-hmm.
I would like, this is a really, just on the topic real quick, I would love a Sigma costume where it's just his pre-Maverick form.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like,
no
without
spikes and no scars. Like, that'd be a really simple costume.
Yeah.
It would.
But, my second one is from CG's Playground, and they want Ash. Because I picked this solely because of the first skill, because it's called Booty Finder with an exclamation point. which zooms out the map and shows where different items and power-ups are, so that could be useful for like PvP. And the second skill is Mega Merge, which becomes A form, and both weapons become A blasters. One blaster is high ammo, the other one has the scan shot. But just Booty Finder, like, that was a guaranteed. That's a guaranteed N.
Booty
That's
Finder
so
is great.
funny.
That would be useful for, like you said, in PvP, you could just see where enemies are on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you could, and it would only be
Enemies, too.
temporary, so it would zoom out, show you, and then go back in, so that it's not like, haha, I could see through walls all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'd be a good idea to get a basic, understanding of where enemies are roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that.
I
That'd
mean,
actually be pretty
interesting.
good. Yeah, and it would have to be called Booty Finder. That's the crux of the whole thing.
Now that your appetite's been wet for booty.
Coming face to face with that booty.
Oh god, there's too many jokes.
I'm so glad that they just went all in with the booty.
Yeah, I love that.
I like going all in with the booty too.
Oh, and my last one is from Samuel Alberto, and they want Dynamo. And I saw so many different Dynamos, but I picked this
Same.
one just because it talks about the animation. But let me start from the top. His stats will have high HP and defense, average attack, and low support. His chips, one to increase Dynamo resistance to debuffs, or give his skills buff nullifiers. But it's the animation that gets it. The animation. A spaceship drops and explodes, and from the debris, Dynamo emerges. It's playtime. That's just pretty cool because he brings down the colony. I love references like that, and that's exactly why I picked that one over all the other Dynamos.
It's the
Yeah.
Dynamo that stood above the rest.
It's the
I had
Dynamo that
a-
keeps on giving.
He is a tall
I had a
guy.
good Dynamo. I had a good Dynamo suggestion as well. I think they mentioned he would have Saber Mastery.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
I can see that. Yeah, he's got like the double-bladed Z-Saber.
Yeah, he's got like the boomerang thing going
boomerang
on.
thing.
He's
Throws
got
them like
Earth
boomerangs,
Geyser.
'cause
He's got
why
the
not?
Buster. Like Dynamo seems like made for something like this. He's got like two really recognizable attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are my three.
If you hit him with the pizza cutter, does he like die instantly?
Yes.
If you hit him with the pizza cutter ability.
You just go Jenna as he teleports out.
Yeah, he spits up a bunch of DNA souls or nicer souls. And he's
Oh,
like,
that
"You're too
was-
serious," and then he leaves.
You know,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I had no idea what he was saying. So, like, to rationalize it, like, I made him, in my head, say dinner. Like, it's dinner time and he's leaving.
Oh, same. I always joked about that.
Thank God.
Dinner!
Oh my God.
Dinner! But I want to say on behalf of all of us, thank you everybody that submitted stuff. You know, we read through all of them, and it was great. We could only pick 3 each, and I wanted to say that now before we forgot. But yeah, thank you everyone.
Yeah, no hard feelings.
Thank you guys for reaching out to us.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of great suggestions. Personally, I went for the ones that were the most well thought out. But yeah, you guys did a great job.
Yeah, for sure.
Love it. And
I tried picking some outlandish ones because I thought those might be interesting to hear. So I always like the weird ideas.
Yeah. Well, what you got?
I have two weird ones and like one that seems pretty grounded.
Okay.
So let me again pull up my notes. I got this one actually from my buddy because he will never let me live this down, and I think he's the only fan of this character in the entire world. From my buddy Protodude, who recommended Lifesaver. He wanted Lifesaver as a character, and the skills for Lifesaver are basically it's called J'accuse. And Lifesaver accuses you of being a maverick, and when you are accused of being a maverick, it debuffs you.
Nice.
And so you become debuffed, and you lose all of your buffs and stuff. And his other skill, of course, is a heal. He didn't specify too clearly exactly how it would work, but I imagine he probably has maybe a healing aura. So he can heal himself, and then if you're in with co-op or something, maybe he could heal other people around you. Something like that to go along with the fact that he's a doctor.
Okay,
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Lifesaver could maybe be interesting, if only for the fact that you're playing as yet another very obscure character.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a group submission, which was apparently voted on via committee by an entire Discord server, who collectively is known as Iris Cord. Basically, it's a small fan community centered around Iris. But because Iris is already in the game, they decided to go with Bracana. I've seen a couple of people recommend Bracana. So, Bracana is I think, a pretty good choice. Bracana and Gareth, maybe, as a nice duo. So their skills for Bracana would be magic-based abilities like a ray that she could fire, possibly from her staff, that when it hits people, it would basically debuff them and, possibly slow them down, reduce their energy and stuff like that. I imagine you could even call this one Erasure, and just really debuff someone and slow them down or something. Because her whole thing is that she manipulates DNA souls, so that would be very in character for her. And in return, she would have another skill, which is a debuff remover and a buff for herself. So she would therein take a DNA soul and apply it to herself to, increase her power, which, again, is kind of the entire plot of Extreme 2, where she's removing DNA souls from Reploids, performing experiments on them, and then powering herself up, as well as other minions of her own. So that'd be kind of neat.
Oh.
Whoop, hang on one second. My voice freaked out.
It's alright.
Okay, I'm back. It disconnected and reconnected in a split second. That was weird. So yeah, I think that'd be cool. Bracana is really neat. I'd like to see her run animation where she just floats everywhere.
I was just thinking about that.
Because she never walk. Oh, you know what? They would have to add her, because I need to figure out what the hell her legs look like. Because there's official artwork. I can't remember the artist's name. We can maybe put it up on screen later. And he did a page in the X official complete works and R25 and all that stuff, where he put a big corner dedicated to Bracana because he loves that design. And she has a word bubble that says that she's disappointed that there's only 2 official pictures of her, and this is the second one. And then there's another word bubble that says, I have legs under here, and she's just barely peeking out her foot from underneath her ridiculously long gown.
Yeah.
And it's a red high heel slipper looking thing, kind of like the Wicked Witch of the West kind of deal, like Wizard of Oz style.
Mhm.
So I thought that was kind of
Yeah.
interesting. But I'm always like wondering, like, well, what do her legs look like? You know, what armor does she have? Because you never see it. She's always like floating. So just like how
Yeah.
X-Dive let us see what Proto Man's eyes look like. Maybe we'll solve
Mhm.
this mystery and figure out what the heck Bracana's legs look like.
Oh dear.
I mean, they showed us Ferrum's hair.
They did.
You know,
We got to
so-
see Ferrum's hair. That's a whole thing.
Oh yeah, she's basically Jessie from Pokemon.
I'm still trying
Yeah,
to figure
Team
out in
Rocket.
what context
What hair
they
Jessie?
have modeled her hair. Like, is it an alternate costume?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I've seen a
Like
glitch
summer
where like
or
Mega Man
something.
had like his hair out, so that's kind of maybe that's gonna be a thing.
I know her hair is definitely more defined compared to Command Mission because her hair was really short in the original game, but
Yeah.
now they made it longer in X-Dive.
Yeah, it's just strange that they would model helmetless hair for her, when I don't think the character is ever without a helmet in the game. So like, I'm really curious. Like, was this like a just for fun thing, or is there some context in the game where you could like maybe remove characters' helmets? Like, I'm really interested. I don't know. Got me thinking.
I don't know.
Big old think
May-
emoji.
Maybe they put a design in place for a potential costume later on.
Oh,
You
that's
know, like
possible. Yeah.
think like a
Yeah.
summer costume or something.
So yeah, and it's all
Yep.
running off the same rig. So rather than like re-rigging the skeleton or something, maybe they can just modify what's there. That makes
Mhm.
sense.
Maybe. Just a thought.
Yes.
I just find it interesting that they went through all that trouble to put that much detail into it, though. Like,
Mhm.
even stuff that you normally wouldn't see unless you mind the game.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that is kind of interesting. I like finding little secrets like that. Now that's the kind of
Yeah.
movie that we're after.
Booty finder,
you.
go!
Yeah, we could all use a booty finder in our life. So my third choice is from someone named Dragon Spooker.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I want to mess with this guy if he can spook dragons, but we'll proceed with caution. Their choice is Tronbon, which I think is actually an excellent choice because I figure sooner or later Volnut's going to get in the game.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, they didn't have any skills explained for what Tronbon would do, so I took the liberty of making some up myself, and hopefully they approve. Tronbon's first skill would be Beacon Bomb, where she pulls out her little handy-dandy beacon gun and fires straight ahead, and if it hits someone, a cluster of Serbots will automatically swarm the target and try to deal damage over time. And I don't know if I want to expand that where, like, they run back to you and maybe, like, bring you, like, power-ups or something, because I know in the original game, and also in Marvel vs. Capcom, if she hits you with that, the Serbots go and do their thing, dealing damage, and then when they run back, they either bring back Zenny or, like, health and stuff. So maybe they can bring back something, you know, after they've, you know, ransacked you or something. And the second skill, which is, I think is a neat idea for a skill, and I kind of wish that they would implement something like this, is just Gustav. Basically, Tronbon would just literally summon the Gustav, and for a short period of time, you could pilot a right armor. But it would be like a Gustav-themed right armor. So
Okay.
that's what I would
That'd be
go
pretty
with, because right armors, I believe, are stage specific, but it would be cool if you could just
Yeah.
summon one on your own, that you would then have use over and supplement your health. So it's kind of like I'm invulnerable for a short period of time, you can't touch me, I'm in a right armor, and then like once it blows up, of course, it would probably have like a crazy cooldown or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably like do half your health of it if you let it blow up, just so there's a penalty for the player.
Yeah,
if they
or you know what? How
abuse it.
funny would it be if it cost you Zenny to use one? Because like Tronbon's whole thing is that she has to like pay off her debts in Misadventures of Tronbon. So like, what is it in? I think it's one of her win quotes or something like that in Marvel vs. Capcom. She's like, oh no, I think it was Legends 2. Her like Gustav explodes and she's like, there goes another Gustav or something like that, like implying that she's like lost and rebuilt multiples. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know, something like that. So like a neat gimmick that, you know, takes away like your game resources in exchange for having like a crazy good skill or something. I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Literally pay to win.
Quite literally pay to win. I guess in that case,
Gosh,
maybe
that's
people,
good.
maybe it would seem unfair, but I think just the idea of being able to summon a personal right armor at will would be a fun skill.
Well,
However
at
they
least the
balance
right
it
armor
is, like,
controls
another
suck,
story,
so it balances out.
Yeah, something like that. So, those are my 3.
Those are some good ones.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
We got some creative people out there.
Yeah,
For sure.
I would love to see Trombone and Bracana.
Yeah. Please, Bracana. I love Bracana.
Yes.
Most underutilized, awesome character in the whole series. She has some nice banter with X, like that's cool. Very good characterization, really awesome design, just an interesting villain, and again, she suffers the curse of almost all X series characters of just existing for one game and then never being utilized again.
Yep.
Yeah, and, you know, it's more female representation that in a series that really needs it.
That's true too. Yeah, I thought it was neat having like a female villain, which like we don't really see too much of. You know, I think there's a lot of potential there. It's unfortunate that it was only used for one game.
Yeah, and then she gets Sigma'd in the end anyway, so she's not
I'm
even
so
like a final
sick of
boss.
Sigma stealing all the credit.
His butt chin, you know.
Sigma's just man-spreading all over the X series, just taking credit for everything. Bastard. Sarah, we're gonna have to ask you to
gosh.
please put your butt chin together. You're taking up all the space in the series.
Your butt chin.
Oh man.
Well,
Oh,
Protodude, what do you got? What
Alright,
did you
so-
bring to the table?
So I got some that were highly demanded. That I've noticed even since before the game launched, and I started, spreading those rumors like, oh, everyone's going to be involved, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Cyber Elf X, and he would be a rank S character. His skills would
Okay.
be Saving
makes
Grace.
sense.
He can heal a fixed amount of HP and give one random buff to himself, which would be speed, attack, and defense. And he has a move called Sanctuary. Let's see. It debuffs / cancels opponents for all and any additional buffs that they have. That's very spiffy. Let's see, we got White Axle.
Okay.
Not as a skin, but as an actual unique character. His main skill would be A-Trans, copying other enemies. And they go, I don't know what to do for the rest of his skills. Ha ha ha. It's
No shame, it's
Anyway.
hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Where'd the other screenshot go? Hold on, guys. I just had it. It was Ninetales.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I saw a
Yep,
couple people
Ninetales.
asking for Ninetales. He would be great.
Yeah, I saw a couple.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Who
Yeah.
sent those? Who sent those suggestions?
Let's see. The first one was Jared Avishia. Hope I said that right. And Mr. Dupless. And Colorless.
Hey, I know him.
Mr. Dupless. I know him too.
Yeah,
Good guy.
he's on my Discord server. We talk X-Dive sometimes.
Cool. Yeah. Or yeah,
Oh, yeah.
very much in tune with this command mission theme. Going on.
Mhm. Yeah, cool suggestions. I like them. I like White Axle. I can definitely see happening. We got Black Zero. We got Ultimate Armor X. It's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, I feel like
I
sooner
feel-
or later, you got the Ultimate X, you've got the Black Zero, you're gonna have White Axle. I'm curious if we'll ever get Neutral Armor X and get his Ultimate Armor at some point. That might be interesting.
Mhm.
Pretty neat.
hmm
Yeah.
I like the Cyber Elf X suggestion because there really isn't that much official artwork for Cyber Elf X, so it'd be nice to finally get that
Yes.
if he's added to the game.
That's the same reason I want Absolute Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah,
some of that
yeah,
art.
too.
You know, I've put this in a couple of my videos, but when really closely reviewing the Mega Man Zero series, there's a lot of inconsistencies in the artwork, and a lot of
Mhm.
like designs just change, like either from game to game or sometimes within the same game. And it's very strange. So I like that when X-Dive comes out with a character from the Zero series, it more or less solidifies that design as like a unified, like this is what they look like. You know,
Mhm.
like I've
Yeah.
seen multiple pictures of Cyber Elf X where He's either in his robe, as most people recognize him, but then there's also pictures of Cyber Elf X where he just kind of looks like X-Series X, but without any armor on, if that makes sense. Like, he's kind of like he took Zero and took off his, like, jacket and just showed, like, his like, robot body thing.
Oh my.
So, it's strange. So I'm like, which one is which? You know, like, what does he actually look like? And then even more so, if you look on some of the promotional posters for Mega Man Zero, they show Cyber Elf X, and his design is different there too. Like, the helmet is just different every time. I don't think there's any two pictures that have the helmet actually staying the same. It's different in each one. So being able to just point to one piece of artwork, or, you know, one 3D model, and be like, that's what it looks like, that would be really nice.
There's also X in Teppen, where he's got the halo going on. We theorized, is that a reference to Cyber Elf X?
Yeah, it kind of feels like it is a reference, but, like, you never quite know. Like,
right.
I don't know. Like, what is happening?
Got the booty going on, too.
Yeah, he do got that booty.
He's got a nice booty.
There's a lot of booty happening right now. What the heck?
Yeah.
We're backloading all of it.
For sure.
Today's Boo Day.
It is. Boo Day. Shut up. Yeah, it's, you know, just the idea of Cyber Elves being in the game, either Cyber Elf X, you know, as a character, like, that's really cool, and I do really like that. I would like to see him take on, like, a more active role as, like, a playable character. But also, I'm thinking, what about just other Cyber Elves from around the series? You know? That might be interesting, too, just to see, like, that Night Cyber Elf that was, like, really cool. You know?
Yeah.
That would be kind of neat, seeing them show up. But getting back to Cyber Elf X, I think Cyber Elf X needs to happen, because we need to see him building a bazooka.
I was about to say, give him a bazooka and a scythe,
needs, like,
and he'll just have this
like
peaceful look on his
or
face.
Like a sword, or just something really menacing, you know, so we can finally be like, you know, terminate with extreme prejudice and, like, really say it.
No, he says terminate with he says terminate with extreme prejudice while looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
With a freaking laser rifle.
Exactly. What was that picture? I have to find it. It was like, if anyone ever asks, like, what would Jesus do? Don't forget that, what was it? Flipping the table and starting a fight is a possibility. And it was like some excerpt from the Bible or something like that, of like a thing that happened. Something crazy like that. That's the energy I see for Cyber Elf X. Terminate with extreme prejudice.
That is my favorite thing about X-DiVE, seeing all these otherwise innocent characters like Cinnamon, a freaking Gatling gun, or a laser rifle.
That's honestly a lot of the fun, is just seeing characters mix and match weapons.
These, like, realistic looking weapons.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. X-Dive, I'm glad it exists.
One of my favorites is the meme we came up with where Simmons holding the extraordinary mortar, and she's like, "Wash your hands."
Or just even just like the classic characters, like you could play as Roll now, like just Roll with like, you know, something crazy like a Gatling gun or anything. Honestly, is just super like scary. Like I want to see her holding like the Doom Blade.
Yes.
Oh my god! All the weapons are so big on Roll. Like
it's hilarious. It's beautiful.
Yeah. She's holding this giant Doom Blade with just one hand. It's crazy.
It's wonderful. I love it. God bless you, X-Dive. Giving us endless meme material.
Yes.
Seriously.
But yeah, those are fun choices.
Yeah. I agree.
ShadowRock, what do you got? What did your community bring you?
First one is from Sergio Montano. He suggested Harp Note from Mega Man Star Force.
So,
to explain to Cole here,
thank you.
Harp Note was kind of the role equivalent to Battle Network. So, she's music based. She has
I've seen this character before. All right.
Yeah, she's got like a guitar of strings and all, and one of the attacks here is Shock Notes. She will, release her strings, catch you in place, and then shoot 3 shots to both sides, left and right. And he also has the chips documented here, which is nice attention to detail.
Nice.
So the chip for Shock Note, the first one is adding more shots, second one increasing range, the third one is a bigger size and a shockwave. It's pretty nice.
I like
and yeah. And then the second skill is Pulse Song, where she strums her guitar and releases a heart-shaped pulse that's short range. And then the chips are 1, weakening statuses, 2, slow in status, or 3, stun. Which makes sense because I believe it did stun in Star Force. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I could see
I
that.
like
definitely like to see Heart Note.
Yeah, and it's a fun design.
Yep. And I could see, for her boss animation where she defeats the boss, she would, cancel her transformation and be Sonya Strum for a moment. Or, for the intro, she would EM wave change into Heart Note. That would be cool. They could do a lot with that.
Yeah, I think
So,
Star Force has a lot
anyways,
of potential for neat, Battle Network and Star Force. I hope do eventually get some attention in XDive because that's just right up their alley. I mean, they even named the game mode after them, so come on.
Yeah.
But I can totally see those characters being a lot of fun to play as, and I think that they have a lot of good gameplay potential for XDive. Because their games are, I don't want to say in the same vein, but they kind of have RPG elements to them already. So I think it'd be a good transition over to XDive.
Yeah, I agree. I love to see these characters make it into the game. Like I said before, with Heart Note, more female representation. I love to see it.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. I feel like
Make them in the waifu wars.
Yeah,
The waifu.
more waifu wars. There's a lot of. I feel like there's been more and more female characters entering the Mega Man franchise, and that's a really good thing, just because there's a lot of variety. I feel like we're starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel for really cool male characters. You know what I mean? So let's just mix it up a bit, and not that there still isn't variety or anything, but it would just, I would just like to see things spiced up a bit,
Yeah.
Just a little more stuff. Show us some more variety.
That's why Splash Woman was really cool, because she was the first main robot master. Man, yeah, that was awesome.
That was really cool. I'm kind of disappointed there's not more, but I also don't want it to be forced. I feel like a lot of people were like, well, you did Splash Woman, now you have to have a female robot master in every game. And it's I don't think you have to, but it's still good.
Yeah, Capcom of Mega Man 11 was we're not going to do a female robot master if it don't make sense, sort of thing. Which makes sense.
But Tundra Man!
Well, look, he's fabulous. I mean, that's, I don't want to make any assumptions, but maybe that's just some, LGBTQ representation? I don't know.
I mean, anything's possible.
I mean, he was...
It's showtime!
I do love
But
Tundra Man,
it's
though.
still-
He's got a great design, and his movements are actually really fun to watch, so...
That's my
Yes.
my favorite 11 Robot Master.
Same. He's my favorite as well. He has a cool backstory, and he's also cool. Hey!
Hey!
Yeah. He's great to plow through with power gear.
Yeah.
Any more robots from Dr. Cossack is welcome. I wish that Cossack made a brief cameo. That'd be cool. Not enough. We need to have more Dr. Cossack stuff. Those are other characters that I feel are underutilized. Is Dr. Cossack and Kalinka Cossack? They should show up. I always thought, again, this is just giving a little bit more credit to Rockman crossover, is that they actually did feature Kalinka in that game, and she's older. I think she's 14 or 16 or something in that game. And I thought that was a neat concept, because when they show Roll and Kalinka together, Roll is still the same age that she's always been since Mega Man 1. And obviously, Kalinka is growing up because she's older. She's a human and she ages. And so I thought that'd be a neat subject for like a game or something like that. So like bring that up and kind of address some of the more philosophical ideas behind Mega Man, like how robots won't
Mega Man Zero
age,
did
but
that
the
too.
humans will, and so it could be a neat story element to tackle.
Yeah.
You guys remember Andrew, the Zero series, where
Yeah.
he
It's
like
the
married
old
a
man robot,
human,
right? Yeah.
and
Yep.
she got older and died, and he actually changed his body so that she wouldn't feel left out. I thought that was cute.
Yeah. that was-
I thought that was like
was
a
really
neat, a neat thing to do. I thought that was like a cool idea to show that off, and
Yeah.
it kind of it makes you think, anything in Mega Man that kind of makes you go, huh, and like think about it and do some reflection is really cool. I mean, just look at Repliforce. We've been talking about them for decades at this point. Everyone's
Yeah.
got an argument for or against Repliforce, and I don't think anyone has ever come across like a definitive answer on who was right or who was wrong, and so it's
Yeah.
kind of that's just some excellent stuff there, and I feel like there's a lot of potential, a lot of neat things that Capcom is not properly utilizing, and I hope that if our voices get anywhere, they hear these things that we've been talking about for years, and they consider putting these in a game, because I think it would only elevate and enrich the franchise as a whole.
Yes.
So anyway, X-Dive is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, what else do you
I
got?
didn't mean to get heavy there,
Yes.
but
Anyways, second one is from Burncrow PTX, and actually I have to give a shout out to Professor Trickroom as well, because both of these guys came up with really good descriptions for this character. The character is Gate from Mega Man X6. So here we go. I'm actually going to read Burncrow's comment because I think like his was a little better, but they were both like extremely good. It was a hard choice. So no hard feelings or anything. But anyways, Burncrow came up with Dimensional Rift for his first skill. So this is like that attack that everybody hates because it wastes a lot of time, where he goes, "Hey-ya!" and then it destroys the platform. It's basically the same thing. So Gate swings his hand, creating a breach in front of him that causes damage to all targets inside. It's cool.
I thought it was going to
Nice.
literally make a pit in the stage that enemies can fall down into and die.
That
would be cool.
that'd be fun. Okay, and then skill 2 is Nightmare Sphere. So it's just like his fight. He throws a small projectile in front of him, and depending on its color, it can cause different status effects. The color changes on a specific color, so it goes red to blue to purple to golden. Red slows time down, blue will suck enemies in, purple generates nightmare viruses, and yellow explodes, liberating projectiles to both sides. And if one of the balls is broken by the opponent, it will create energy balls towards Gate, causing high damage, so there's a risk to using it.
Come
Interesting.
on, extra breaking my balls here.
You beat me to it.
I was gonna say you lost me at Nightmare Viruses. If they put Nightmare Viruses in X-Dive, I'm out.
Jeez,
quitting.
guys.
We already have enough of a problem with people are complaining about like projectiles that can cross through walls and barriers and stuff. Like now imagine there's
Yeah.
an enemy that can do that and also shoot you through those. I'm gonna lose my mind here.
Yeah.
They were a big enough pain in the butt
Mhm.
all the way back in X6. I don't want to have to deal with them in X-Dive.
Yeah, I think Gate could be a big threat in X-Dive with these spheres, because, like the red one, it's like one of the worst because it slows down time. So you would have like a permanent slow effect while you're trying to deal with this orb, and then Gate is just wailing on you with Dimensional Rift and stuff. Yeah, I could see that. And actually, Professor Trickroom had a cool idea for his passive skill. He says, unlike his source game self, Gate is only impervious to weak attacks, so 1,000 damage and below, and that could probably scale to your level. But I think that's a cool idea. It's kind of like one of X's armors in X8, where he just takes no damage to weak attacks.
Oh, that's
I like that.
interesting. Yeah, and I think level scaling it would also make sense too.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting. Like you have to hit within like a certain sweet spot or something for damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that could work. That could be really interesting. Gate as a character is, this has been a theme this whole video, is really cool characters who get snubbed in the entire franchise.
Yep.
Gate would
Yeah.
actually be super cool. I love his design, both his laboratory, his lab coat form and his like golden armor form. Very cool stuff. Just disappointed that he didn't get more use, so I hope X-Dive would be his chance to shine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh man, when Gate dies, he has to do the scream when he dies. When Sigma kills him.
Yes. Yes, that needs to happen. That's it. That's why I want Gate and X-Dive. Just that scream.
Yep, it was everything else was just a thin veil. We just want the scream.
A thin veil.
Man, that's a good one. Redeem Gate.
Yeah. I actually like X6. Like, it's not the greatest game ever, but it had some good points, like Gate.
Yeah,
I thought he was cool.
It's like I always say, there's a good game in there.
There's a good game
You know.
in there. I would love to rewrite X6. I get a vibe from it, which I don't know how they would do this. But when I look at X6 and I see Gate and Isaac and Hymax, it makes me kind of think of like Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Which kind of
Yeah.
Mhm.
plays to the whole like idea of how Gate is like resurrecting, dead Reploids, like, and his ultimate culmination of his research is Hymax. And I think if you just kind of frame it around that and rewrite certain elements to be a little bit more cohesive and also actually get some competent localization, I think you might end up with like a really solid, interesting story. X6 has a lot of cool like background lore, like when Alia tells you like her story about things.
Yeah.
But I feel like it falls short in the actual like main story and its delivery of that stuff. But like you said, there's a good game in there.
Yeah. Speaking of, I just did an X6 playthrough of the Tweaks patch that came out this year, and they do have a local relocalization in it that fixes up a lot of the weird English, the hid myself while repairing myself. That's gone. They really tighten up the script, and it reads very good. Actually, I really enjoyed reading through it on stream yesterday. So,
Yeah.
if you're interested in
I've-
that patch, I'd play it.
I've messed with that one before. It's pretty good.
I've seen some excerpts from the script, and I have to say it does read a lot better. My only and single complaint for the entire thing, and I say take this with a grain of salt, is that they credit Zero's repair to his auto repair system,
Yeah.
which is not mentioned anywhere in the Japanese script or in the English script or anything like that. And so that's my only complaint, is that they kind of added lore by adding that in there, and now I think a lot of people
Yeah.
think that's how it really happened, and they're like, oh, of course, he didn't repair himself while he hid himself. He had an auto repair system, which repaired himself while he hid himself.
Well, I guess that kind of is in line with X1, because when he's dying, he's like, my auto repair systems are failing. So like, maybe they pulled it from that.
Maybe.
But
Yes.
yeah, just adding something that really wasn't there.
I mean, like, and here's the thing:
You know.
I can't really blame them because it does make the game make more sense and it reads better.
Yes.
It makes sense. So I'm not faulting them for making
Yeah.
sense.
It-
My
yeah, that's the
criticism
goal.
is just that it's a new lore that didn't exist previously. That's my only complaint. And so
Mhm.
I'm a stickler for staying, true to the source material.
Mhm.
That's all, though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's great.
Another one that came to mind though when I was reading it is that they referenced Repoforce a few times in the new script, and I was wondering if that was ever there in the Japanese version.
I'm not
I
familiar
actually
enough.
don't know. I know that Repliforce is briefly mentioned in X5, but I
Mhm.
don't
Right.
think they're mentioned at all in X6, because none of the Repliforce enemies from X4 make a return in X6, I don't think.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, because in the original localization of X6. Rebel Force is never mentioned, but in the new script, they did add a few references. They're like, you've seen what happened to Rebel Force and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it definitely reads better, so
Yeah.
I give it props for that. But, that's my only concern is just, I don't like when people add stuff, because then people think, oh, this is what it really said. And that's more information I then have to untangle when people come to me with questions.
Understandable.
Mhm. Yeah, so, what else do we got? That's our final one, isn't it?
Yes, the final one is another Mega Man Star Force character.
Uh-oh.
Well, his weapon was just added to X-Dive in the latest banner. It's Rogue.
Oh, yeah.
So, his sword is already in the game, so he would be a great fit for X-Dive. So his first skill will be Spin Blade. It's like the chip, or not the chip, the card, because in Star Force they're cards, not chips.
Mhm.
So Spin Blade has 2 uses. It has a short cooldown, and what it does is it launches a spinning blade in a straight line at the enemy and deals high damage. They even have their chips listed, so the first chip for Spin Blade is damage boost, second one is hit boost, then the third one is increasing it to 3 uses. Simple enough.
Yeah.
And then the second skill is based on his card, his mega card, Rogue Fist. It's 1 use, large cooldown, and it's a 3-hit combo that stuns the opponent until finish. The chips include reducing the opponent's attack, reducing the opponent's speed, and increasing to 5 hits. I think that makes a lot of sense. And I really like the passives they put down for Rogue. So the first one is Moo Shield. So in Mega Man Star Force, during this boss fight, the first hit during the turn would, he would automatically block it with his Moo Shield.
Mhm.
And I like that they put that attention to detail in the passives.
Mhm.
So yeah, just like in Star Force, it's a one-time shield against all damage and effects, and has a large cooldown. And then the other passives include attack boost when the spin blade hits, melee mastery, which makes sense, and increased stun time on Rogue Fist, and decreased Moo Shield's cooldown for the 5th one. Oh no, not bad at all.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I can see that working.
And I just said it a couple of times, but the Nightmare weapon was just added, so combine that with Rogue himself, and you basically got the actual character in the game.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Capcom Taiwan, if you're listening.
Yep.
Yeah, we all want the default weapons for each of these characters. That'd be
Yes.
awesome.
Please.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I've been out of the loop on this. Does Mega Man Zero's triangle Z-Saber appear in the game as a regular weapon now? Because they have a
No.
triangle Z-Saber, which looks like the Zero one, but it's not. It's different.
Yeah, it's like it used to be called the ZX Saber, now
Yeah,
it's
the
the
ZX
triangular saber.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 0 one only shows up on his victory animation.
Oh, okay. So they
Right.
didn't add it as a weapon yet.
Not
No.
I hope they do.
It's-
I don't know if that would make any difference, but I just hope it shows up.
The thing,
Or just
The thing about-
give us weapon skins,
yeah, but the thing about X-Dive is all the default weapons are there in the code. They even have weapon icons for them, which kind of implies that they would add them at some point, but they simply haven't yet.
Yeah.
And I think it's there so that when they use their skill, X's charge shot or, some other skill, like Axel's bullet hell skill, they would, switch to their actual weapon. And that's kind of why it's there, but it's man, can we, use those
We
weapons?
just use them. I would love
Yeah.
to
So cool.
switch people's signature weapons around just for the fun of it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
It's an easy thing to do. You don't gotta change much. A lot of them will probably just function identically to other weapons, but with different stats. And we're okay with that. We just want the signature weapon.
Yeah, the work is
Yeah.
already done.
Yeah.
They could be easy B ranks they could add as they go. Because
Mhm.
people always say they want more A rank and B rank stuff because of just how hard it is to get the S ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just thinking, have either the military buster or the X buster just give those some skins, like, it could be all of X's armor, busters, and just, like, it's so easy.
Yeah, that's another thing I was curious about, too, is, like, if you take the military buster... Well, like, if you look at the Falcon armor buster, which is the arrow buster, it looks like a version KE design for it, instead of being, like, the default. Same thing for, like, the shadow buster and stuff. It's got a few more details on it. It makes me wonder, like, won't those look out of place if you stick those armors in the game? Is there going to be skins for those that just kind of give them, like, their default look?
Yeah.
Like, are there skins for weapons?
Like
is that a thing yet?
Like, there's no, there's not. There's only skins for characters so far. Like, there isn't even a button for skins for the weapons.
Yeah, it's like using the gravitational buster with ultimate armor. It's like the normal ultimate armor colors, then like this purple and like pink buster. Like, it looks cool on its own.
Yeah, but it doesn't match up.
It's
you
not
can't
the
get a
same.
complete set.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
If you stick the military buster on 0 or First Armor X, the color is off. It's a slightly darker shade compared to the character itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Especially First Armor X. Like, First Armor X is slightly brighter than the military buster.
It's so weird because the icon is really bright. Like, the icon for the military buster, it's like a bright, pearly white, and then you put it on, it's all, like, gray. It's really weird.
Another thing, too, I noticed is that, like, First Armor X's military buster has a slightly different design to Zero's version. So that's more of a Zero's buster than First Armor X's, so we're still missing that one.
Yeah.
God, I just remembered. They made a deblog error with First Armor X where when you use the charge shot, I think for a while at least, he uses Second Armor X's buster.
What?
No, I heard
that's
that.
cool.
That's crazy. Like, whoa.
I'll take
Deblog error indeed, yeah. I like that.
Oops.
So it's possible that the First Armor version of that buster doesn't really exist in the code yet. Or they just don't use it.
Oh, very strange. I wonder what they're thinking.
Deblog errors.
Yeah, it's
that's how you explain everything.
You could just say it's a deblog error, and it's fine. We'll just give it a pass.
It's the ultimate get out of jail free card.
It's true. Just be like,
it is.
It's a deblog error. It's fine.
I mean, like the same reason they, like at the beginning of the game before it came out, they had Goliath with the Mark II vial. Then before the game released, they changed it to the first vial.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like the ultimate deblog error.
Well, I feel like
miss
they did
vial.
that because I have a strong suspicion that Mark II vial is going to be a skin. And I feel like because it's not a skin that is released yet, they changed the artwork so that no one would ask any questions. They'd be like, oh, let's just... He's not in the game yet, so clearly it would have to be Mark I vial. But I feel like once he becomes a skin, they're going to update that artwork to match so that it's correct.
I think the fact that it's Mark 1 actually caused more confusion among the fans, because I see a lot of people like, why isn't it Mark 2? That's the one that had the Goliath.
I feel like if we didn't know that it was Mark II vial already because the artwork was there, we would be asking less questions. But I think it's the fact that we know that they changed it that is making everyone scratch their head so hard.
Well,
I don't know. That's me.
I don't know about that because the boss is called Goliath, so that's the X3 armor.
Right.
So
And
people
the
would still be
screenshot,
like,
I'm just saying-
screenshot that it shows.
Well, what I mean though is like if it was always X1 vial in the Goliath, and they just didn't make I feel like we would understand like, oh well, Mark II vial is not in the game yet, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that we
just a
know
default,
that
yeah.
Mark II vial has artwork that that it's causing even more confusion because now we're like, well, we saw Mark II vial, but you didn't put him in the game yet. But now you're putting Mark I vial back as a boss in Goliath, so it's like there's a lot more back and forth reasoning. I don't know. Mark II vial is
I
going
can
to be a
see that.
skin, I
At the
think.
same time, though, I just think the confusion would be there no matter what.
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
would, I think. So put Mark II vial in the game as a skin, and then update your artwork back to the way it was, please. Untangled is not.
Yeah. X-Dive is a funny game sometimes.
Yes, it is.
Like how they break PvP every other week. They need to stop doing that.
I can't help it.
But yeah,
It's fragile. It's made out of whatever Mac was made out of.
The cake.
It's like,
Oh.
I feel really
Oh,
stupid
man.
for saying this, but there was a new advertisement I saw for a Raditz figure coming from what is it, Tamashii Nations or Bluefin, whatever.
It's a Figure Arts.
Figure Arts, yeah, and I said that's a really impressive paper mache Raditz figure.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I feel like that's Mac. Mac is like the Raditz of Mega Man.
But yeah, we had lots of fun suggestions, I think.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for your participation, everyone.
Yes, definitely.
thanks.
Definitely.
And I feel like this has gone on for just long
Yeah.
enough at 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I think we're good there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, thank you everyone who participated. Thank you everyone who posted in the Twitter threads and stuff like that. And, you know, even if yours wasn't read here on the show, I just want you to know that we did read a lot of these, and it was really cool seeing all of them. You know, there's a lot of overlap, of course, because a lot of these characters, there's only so many characters, and there's so many more of you guys. So, yeah, we just wanted to thank everyone for participating. And hopefully some of these characters will indeed make it into the game in the future.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love talking to you guys. I love reading everyone else's comments. This is good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's nice to discuss this sort of thing because, like Protodude said, pretty much everything is on the table in terms of characters. Anything literally could happen. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what kind of characters we'll have like a year down the road, assuming the game lasts that long.
Yeah.
Be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to see
I
where
can't
things
wait.
go.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for being part of this. This was so much fun.
Yeah, no
totally
problem.
great.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
And thank you everyone at home for watching. And I guess join us next time for more rambles. And check out these guys. I know I don't have to tell you, but, you know, be sure to do it. And join us next time.
I guess we'll see you then. I'll leave it at that. This is Twitch signing out.
It's been ShadowRock signing out as well. Rock on.
It's Protodude saying bye-bye.
Later, y'all.
There it is.
Yep, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
That was fun.
Hey, thanks for watching. I want to give another big shout out to my buddies Twitch, Protodude, and ShadowRock for being on. I'm so happy we could all get together for this. And thanks to everyone that submitted suggestions for this episode. And, of course, big thanks to Dano, Dende, Sylvie, Dornor, Masterman, and the rest of our supporters. Your support helps make this show possible. See you next time.